Hey guys, Piper here. Man, with everybody on the East Coast getting such bad weather, I am really thankful for this nice, cool, almost 80 day, zero humidity is beautiful. Today I'm going to be smoking for the first time, and it feels like it's bubbling out a little bit. I don't know why. I've never had this before. I've never even opened it, but it's GLP's Gaslight. I've been smoking so much rat rays lately. I just wanted to try something a little bit more with Latakia since I'm starting to like it a little bit more. And I wanted to try something a little bit. I don't know if you heard that, but man, that gas shot out of there like crazy. Anyway, I wanted to try something a little bit heavier today. Just because I have the time. The wife's taking her nap for work tonight, and the girls are sleeping with her. And I am probably not going to be able to smoke this because this is actually deceivingly very, very, very moist. I am probably not going to be able to do that. Man. This is going to be so ridiculously wet. I'm probably not going to be able to. I didn't even think about that. I was just like, yeah, screw it, I'll try this. Give me a second, I'll be right back. So, instead, I will be smoking some Rat Rays Halden. It's a strong Virginia-based mixture with 5 Cure Kentucky and just a little bit of Perique added to it. And it smells and looks amazing. I've been buying up the Rat Rays left and right, as much as I could find. I'm gonna load up my bowl. I brought out a thing because I was gonna cut the plug up, but oh well, I guess I'm not. And I'm not even gonna load this up like ridiculously. I don't feel like being out here the whole time. Got some stuff to do, but the purpose of this video is a VR for the PipeArtistSteph. So beautiful out. Anyway, I made this at work the other day, and I just got done cleaning it out, and got to put it back together real fast. So how I make these guys, I just have a little tenon. I screw that on, and it's got side holes in it, so I can just pop it right on. There you go. Works perfectly. It's been a long time since I made one of these guys, and I miss smoking it. So, anyway, the VR is for the PipeArtistSteph. She's doing a 43-year-old birthday giveaway, and go check her video out. She was talking about some of her own life experiences, and which led to her questions. But to put it short, I think her questions were: number one, how has your life changed in any instance, if at all? Question 2, what's your favorite song? Question 3, what's your favorite quote? And question 4, what's your favorite book? So my answers are going to be a little weird. And since I'm not chopping anything up, I might as well bring this a little bit closer so you guys can hear me a little bit better. There we go. So, question 1. How has your life changed at all? I guess the best thing I can say is my patriotism towards the country. Maybe roughly before I was married, I was not very patriotic. I was more a little lackadaisical, even to the point where I didn't vote in any of the elections. Even with everybody telling me that it was my responsibility and my right as a U.S. citizen to vote, I always give the answer, it's also my right to not vote if I didn't feel like it. And I went for a while not worrying about it. And then I guess with the Obama election, that's when I started voting. And started becoming very patriotic because I could see the way the country was heading, to the point where I did not like it. And I started realizing that it's every single person's job to, participate in the system in some way, shape, or form if you want an outcome that you want. It's not going to get better no other way, so all right. So if anything, I think I got a little bit more patriotic, to the point where I wish I joined like some branch of the military, and constantly told myself, like, if something were to happen now, I'd be joining, no problems, no questions asked, just to do my part for the country. I have a lot of respect for the people who lay their life down on the line so we have our freedom. And I think that's my biggest change from when I was younger. My favorite quote, I never really had a favorite quote, but I did have one quote that I found very funny but extremely true even to this time. It's going to get a little political, but I wish I think I was alive, but an adult during his time. I really like Richard Nixon. No, not Richard Nixon. I'm sorry. I keep saying the name wrong. Ronald Reagan. I really like Ronald Reagan. Once again, just like Trump, he was somebody who really wasn't a career politician. He was an actor. I think he was like a B-grade actor, but he was an actor. And ended up, I think he was from California, just like Arnold, and ended up going from there to the governor, I think, to president. And he, like Trump, didn't seem to take a lot of crap from anybody. And he needed to get things done. And one of the quotes he said was, "It's not that our liberal friends are ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so." And I always thought that quote was absolutely hilarious, because if you even look nowadays on stuff, they just spew out things that are just like fact-checked that are completely wrong. Or they're so, what's the word? Non-consistent with what they say. They'll say something for one thing, and in the moment, a conservative says something, it's completely wrong in their eyes. It's completely off. So I always like that quote. Me and a guy at work talk about stuff like that all the time. So that's something that I talk about normally on a daily basis with people at work. As far as a favorite song, believe it or not, growing up, never had a favorite song, never had a favorite group, band, whatever. It was just, if it's on the radio, I'll listen to it. And for the most part, if you were to ask me nowadays, like, who sings this popular song, I don't know. I'll know the words to the song, I won't know who sings it. And that's what's hilarious. My wife does that to me all the time. I'll be singing a song in the car, she'll be like, "I'll give you $1 if you know who this is." I'm out $1. So, don't have a favorite song, don't have a favorite group, a band, a singer, and nothing. Even to this day, I don't care enough to really like, this is so good, I gotta get all their songs and listen to every word. I talk about that all the time on Voxer with my buddies. It's just, they have a group that they absolutely love, and they'll sit there and listen to the lyrics, and I'm more along the lines of like, I could actually sit down and listen to a Beethoven's music, just the instrumental stuff, all day long, and I would be equally as happy. And favorite book. I am a terrible reader. Not that I can't read or I have a hard time with reading. It's more along the lines of I get very bored reading. I would much rather watch a movie or listen to it. I'm much more of an audio listener. So if I'm at work or something, I wouldn't have a problem listening to an audio of a book. To pass the time, I'm preoccupied, I'm busy, so I can just listen to it and it won't get in the way of anything. So, as far as that, I actually do have this book, and I did actually start reading it. And my buddies know that I'm a very big lore geek. It's not so much so to like something, it's to know everything on the outskirts. So, just for example, the Star Wars. You have the Star Wars movies. That's one thing, to know that there is 8 movies so far, a 9th being made in a timeline, not counting the 2 solo movies, or independent movies, Rogue One and Solo, which were, in my opinion, far greater than the prequels trilogy and the 2 newer trilogies, or the sequel trilogies. I would definitely, if you guys haven't seen Solo or Rogue One, go watch those movies. Great movies. But it's not so much to know those, but it's to know the stories on the outskirts, things that happen prior to the prequels trilogies to lead up to events, things that happen far off in the future. That's one of my biggest pet peeves with Disney is Star Wars had so much canon already done, and then Disney stepped in and said nah, and they wiped the board clean and just kept the 6 movies and said we're going to come up with our own crap. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't like the sequel trilogies, is just because they botched everything up. But for me, I would have to say it's the Silmarillion. The Silmarillion is pretty much the prequel book to all of the Lord of the Rings stuff. It's the mythos, the lore, and stuff like that. If you watch, I don't remember what movie it's in, but like if you're watching one of them, it might be the Fellowship of the Ring. Galadriel in Dothlorian says that she's older than the moon, and it's kind of like, well, how's that even possible? Well, in the Silmarillion, you realize and you figure out she was before the moon was even made. The elves came in before the moon. Very nerdy moment on my part, I'm sorry. I do like it. Also in, I think the last one, the 5 Armies, when she's at Dol Guldur and she's fighting with Sauron and she banishes him, she says, you have no power over here, servant of Morgoth. Morgoth is pretty much the main devil figure, and Sauron is just like his lieutenant. That's all he is. He's like a lieutenant, and he's not even like the main bad guy in his books. Morgoth has just been banished for the time being by some higher powers. So knowing stuff, and actually, like, if you know those things and you watch the movies, you get a deeper understanding and stuff like that. And I love those types of things. But the Silmarillion is the book that I've read halfway through it and kind of got bored because I do. But I've listened through the whole thing, I think 2 times already, and I'm actually just bored at work, so I'm listening through it again. I really love it. So, those are the 4 questions. I think I got them all right. Hope you guys don't think I'm too big of a stupid conservative dork anymore. Still. We all have our viewpoints. So, if you guys are watching this and you haven't checked out PipeArtistSteph, go check out her channel and participate in her VR, in her giveaway. Steph, happy birthday. I hope you watch it and enjoy what you watch. I'll catch you guys later.